So, as followers of my channel will know, I am a flag-wearing, signed-up member of the Omega Fanboy Club, and I'm not apologising for it. But other brands do sort of catch my eye, and quite notably Rolex. I do only have the one in my collection, as you know, the Submariner 116610LN, the prior generation date Submariner. But I have been going into my local dealer a number of times over the last couple of years since lockdown ease, and bearing in mind I've had the Submariner 3 years now, and asking why aren't I good enough to have another Rolex? Now I know there's loads of you screaming at the screen saying you shouldn't have to prove how good you are, blah 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 blah, but this is just in my head. They're not saying that to me. So anyway, I went into the AD the other day and had an interesting chat with a chap in there who hopefully has given me a bit of encouraging news. Let's find out. I'm Andy and welcome to the English Watch. Now this channel is about me and my watch collecting journey, an amateur enthusiast with an eye for detail, helping like-minded individuals like you start your watch collecting journey. Now if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please don't forget to subscribe. Go also check out the there's a couple of links in the description below. I've gone away from listing out all the equipment and everything else, so the camera, the microphone, the lights, everything else. So there's just one link you can click on there and it takes you to the various sites. So they are affiliate sites. You shouldn't pay any more, but do you know what? I'll get a bit of a commission if you do choose to buy, and I really appreciate it if you did. Rolex, the brand everyone loves to hate. A bit of an enigma really, isn't it? I mean, you can go into a high street, any high street, and buy a luxury Swiss watch. I could go within 10-15 minute drive, I can go and buy Breitlings, Omegas, Zenith, whatever I wanted. But what you can't do is go and buy a Rolex. Unless, of course, you go grey market, and I'm sure there's some dealers on there saying, hey, come down to our shop, the market's a little bit soft, there's some good deals to be had. But, that's just a little bit too easy, isn't it? Why just go down to one of the local grey dealers or authorised used dealers and pay a little bit more and get the watch you want instantly? That is my choice, and hey, if I did that, I wouldn't have anything to talk about, would I? So come on. So it's been a while, and my eye has been cast towards other things, other watches of late. So I'm thinking, before I commit wholeheartedly, and I will make a video of the other watch that I am thinking of at some point, I thought I'll go into my local authorised dealer and say, hello, Mr. Rolex dealer. Remember me? You sold me this Submariner 3 years ago. My trusty 116610LM, and you've not sold me one since. Anyway, I like going into, this is Goldsmiths in Birmingham. They're pretty good in there, to be honest. I've always had fantastic customer service, and I'm not crawling at their bums trying to get a watch quicker, but it's genuine. I know not everyone has the same experience in any shop, but for me it's always been pretty good. In fact, if you ever go shopping in Birmingham, there's a Levi's store just outside, opposite the Lego store in the Bullring, and I have to say, it's probably the best customer service you could hope to have in pretty much any retail environment. They are fantastic. Just the right amount of pushy, just the right amount of helpful, just the right amount of happy and joyous about helping their customers. And I felt compelled to write to their head office and say what a fantastic experience I'd had. So those experiences are out there, and I'm not saying I had that sort of red carpet, rose petals at my feet experience in Goldsmiths, but it's never been awful. And believe me, I've had some pretty awful experiences buying expensive goods, mostly cars. But anyway, I digress. So we sit down, and the chap I saw was the chap I saw probably August time, I think. And we went through the list, and he's like, oh yeah, Milgauss, GMT. He goes, I don't know why you've not been called in for a Milgauss. We've had a few of those in. You should have had one by now. And I'm like, yeah, I know. What's going on? So we had a look, and it turns out that because I'd been into the Breitling store, which is opposite, to inquire about the Cosmonaut, the Navitimer with the 24-hour dial on it, the lady I saw in there managed to attach herself to my record, and because it's a group record, Watches of Switzerland, Mappin Webb, Goldsmiths, or whatever it is, I had pretty much disappeared off their radar. I'm like, oh, okay, well, they never offered me a watch, so let's fix that. And he goes, yeah, I can fix that. But he said, genuinely, you are, me, a good customer, good watch purchase history, not expensive stuff, just steady over the years. So he said, you should get a call very, very soon. So I'm like, great. And then we got talking to them about Watches and Wonders that's coming up. They've had no real notification. He said sometimes they get some pre-warning about code changes or the model code changes, but he said they've had nothing. So they say. Now I'm thinking, okay, so now we're at a point where the Milgauss is almost within my grasp. I'm thinking, I can see the whites of its eyes, and then let's hope it doesn't get discontinued next week, or something happens such that my record is wiped clean. But anyway, I remain pretty hopeful, and it's a watch that I've sort of had an eye on for a number of years. And hey, I've said before, I saw it in the shop window in 2019. I should have bought it. I loved it when I put it on. I just didn't quite have the money then. I should have stretched myself. But, you do things hopefully for the right reasons at the right time. And at that time, it wasn't right to buy the watch. Now I do want it. So, it'd be nice. So I'll keep you posted on that. Now, what he also said was that a lot of their lists had been closed. So Submariners, a lot of the popular watches have been closed. But he said some of them have been reopened. Now, there has been talk of Rolex opening extra manufacturing capacity over in Switzerland. And I don't know if that's so much the case, because it does take a while to build these things up. You can't just switch on precision watch manufacturing. Otherwise, what's the point? These things are supposed to take time and lots of skill to get to the customer. So to just be able to open a pop-up factory and then all of a sudden produce volume, either we're all mugs, which I'm sure we all are because we paid far too much for these things, or actually these things can take a bit longer. So we were sort of musing about what were the genuine reasons why there's more availability. And when he was saying that there's a lot of people that have expressed interest that are just turning watches down now. Now, whether that's a cost of living crisis issue, or maybe because the price have just risen up a bit too much, and actually when people are given the, hey, do you want to buy this watch, have you got £8,000 to £10,000, people are like, ooh, actually no, I don't have that. So I think there's a lot of people that have gone in, expressed interest, and yes, they'd like a watch, but they don't really have the means to pay, and so those sort of chickens are coming home to roost now. But amongst all of that white noise, hopefully, little old me will get his hands on his Milgauss. So I'll keep you posted. I was quite encouraged by that conversation. So it's not the be all and end all. I'm already lining up Plan B. I don't know. I don't like rushing into any of these purchases these days, but I've got a good Plan B, which I'm sure all of you will be very interested in, and I will post that video shortly. But anyway, for now, I'm Andy. This has been English Watch. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.